Hi guys, welcome back to my series on coffee dates and why they're such a great thing for first dates and getting to know someone, especially if you're doing online dating. My name is Andrea and I'm a love, dating and relationship coach for single women who are looking for love. Now, I've created another video about how to arrange a coffee date. So if you want to click the link below to find that video, that will tell you all the hints and tips on exactly how you can effortlessly and easily get on a coffee date. So now we're talking about the next steps. You've arranged the coffee date. This is the first time you're going to meet him because this is the first date, remember? So how do you create that sense of intimacy? Because the coffee dates is probably going to be in the daytime. Maybe it's in your lunch break, so you probably won't be drinking any alcohol. So how do you get it to flow really nicely so you can have a great time with no alcohol and there's a short period of time, what you do? So one of the first things is to talk about is about getting close and proximity. So typically what happens when we go out on dates is that you end up sitting on the opposite side of each other. Let's say you've arrived before him. Check out the location, check out the room. Where do you think would be more intimate for you two? But if he's got there before you, then obviously you're going to have to sit where he is. But this is what you can do. You can make the decision to sit closer to him, but if you feel a little bit too nervous for that, if you don't feel it's appropriate just yet, then do sit opposite and allow yourself just to relax and give yourself some time to get to know each other. So you're talking and getting on well, and you're finding yourself attracted to him, and you think that he likes you too, and you're thinking, I would like something more to develop between us. We're not talking about a relationship, but you know you'd like to get to know him better. So this video is about creating more intimacy. So how do you do that, especially if you both sit opposite? Let's say that the place is noisy, and even if it isn't, you can still use this really key technique. You can get in closer to him and say, look, I'm really enjoying this conversation, but I'm struggling to hear you. Would you mind just sitting next to me? So this is a great way, two things you'll find out. If he's feeling a little bit nervous, and don't forget, guys do get nervous too, they're worried about being rejected, then he's going to think, oh my God, thank goodness she's doing something about it, because you know what? Guys fear being rejected. Also, if he likes you, he doesn't want to be too pushy. He doesn't want to make a bad move to turn you off. So if you like him and you want to create that intimacy, then that's a perfect way to do it. This also will tell you if he doesn't want to get closer to you, then that would absolutely suggest that he doesn't want to go any further and he's keeping that distance. And that's a good thing to know. So you know, okay, this probably isn't going to go anywhere, and it's just a coffee date, remember? So now you're getting the great idea why it's just a coffee date, very short period of time. So let's say he does come to sit next to you. This is what can happen. You'll create what I call the bubble of intimacy. This is when you start to get closer together. You'll feel closer together. And all those other people in the room will just start to fade away. It will happen for both of you. And when two people start to get closer together, you're actually sharing energy. You're actually influencing him, and he's influencing you too. So, in this bubble of intimacy, this is a perfect way to physically get closer. Because you're closer, you'll probably find your knees are touching, and if not, you can just a little bit ease your knees together. And that first touch is so powerful. It's electrifying, especially for him. Like I said before, guys can be worried about being rejected, and they don't want to come across as being too pushy. They don't want to offend you or hurt you in any way. So if you do that, he knows, okay, she likes me. That will say to him then, it's okay to flirt with her a bit more. It's okay to get closer to her a bit more. But that also will tell you if you don't want to get closer to him, it'll tell you what not to do as well, okay? So let's say your knees are touching. Another great tip is to just lightly touch him on the arm. Again, those touches are signaling to him that you like him and that's what you want to demonstrate, right? He's going to relax a lot more. His confidence is going to grow. He's thinking he's doing a great job. And you'll start to enjoy the time together. That's called the bubble of intimacy. That's how you can create a nice flow, that you can have a great time on a coffee date when there's no alcohol involved, when there's a very short window in time. And look, I just want to say this, but I'm going to also talk a bit more about this, about what not to do. And one of the key things that I just want to stress quickly quite here is to keep the topic off business, off work. If you watch my other video about arranging the coffee date, one thing I did say is about avoiding Costa Coffee and Starbucks. Nothing against them, but it's a typical place that's associated with work, and we're wanting to create an intimate setting, an intimate environment. So if you're meeting on your lunch break, for example, you're probably kind of really busy, in your mind about work, but that's for you, and it's a cue for you to say, okay, if you end up talking about work, because inevitably you're going to say, well, what do you do? And this is what I do. You can say, well, hey, do you know what? I want to get to know you better. So we can talk about work another time. So that's how you can create these bubbles of intimacy. And let me just quickly recap. If you got to the coffee shop before him, then you find a nice quiet place, a place that looks intimate. And if he's already got to the coffee shop before you, then you have the opportunity to either sit next to him or you sit opposite. And when you feel more comfortable and relaxed, then you can gesture forward and say, hey, I'm really enjoying this conversation and I'd love for you to join me and get closer. Or you could use the line that I said before and, put your hand behind your ear and say, look, I'm really struggling to hear you and I'm really enjoying this conversation. Would you mind sitting next to me? Then I went on and told you about what that does is create the bubble of intimacy. That will give you the opportunity to have some physical touch. Everybody in the background will start to zone out. And if he's feeling nervous or tense, he'll relax. He'll know that everything's going okay. So, next on my coffee version, my coffee series, I'm going to talk about how you end dates and conversations and things not to do on coffee dates. So thanks for watching. Check out my other videos on online dating and relationships. And for now, I wish you well and see you soon.